Oi, this is the Profanity Gnome, and I'm here to tell you that if you're under 13 years old, fuck off this video! Get the fuck off YouTube! Get your mama to get your dad's cock out of her ears and actually be a parent! This is for adults only! And for everybody else, enjoy the video. And don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below what you think, you fuck buckets. To stand out among the crowd, even if I gotta shout out loud, till mine is the only face that you see. Gonna stand out till you notice me. There it is again, the music, giving me energy, giving me power. I don't know who's singing, or where it's even coming from, or why. All I know is I've got to thank them, for they've given me the tools for my ascendance! This is how we rise up, heavy as a hurricane, louder than a freight train. This is how we rise up, heart is beating faster, feels like thunder. Magic setting, call me a fanatic. It's our world, they can never have it. This is how we rise up. It's our resistance, you can't resist us. You can't resist us. You can't resist We rise up. This is resistance. You can't resist us. This is the golden lagoon of white Agony Plains. The episode begins at a Glomgold museum as he's showing off his latest discovery, and Scrooge and the boys attend. Why would they attend the unveiling of their rival's stuff? Well, simple. Free buffet. But Scrooge, sadly's night is ruined as he sees the most scary, most horrifying, most despicable villain that he's ever come across. His ex. Well, maybe calling him his ex is a bit of a leap in logic. More like they were gold rush rivals. But they definitely have a lot of chemistry that was shown when they are now interacting. Even though Glomgold tries to say that Goldie is his date to this event, it's clear which sack of gold she's after that night. As the two of them begin to dance and show not only remarkable chemistry, but also great backstory and characterization without actually showing anything, much to Glomgold's dismay. But right when Goldie is showing off her MacGuffin for the evening, as well as about to land a big old smooch on Scrooge, Glomgold cuts in front of him in order to reveal his latest find, a mammoth skeleton! A mammoth skeleton that Scrooge recognizes. How old is Scrooge? Well, no time to debate that, as Goldie makes her move, as she swipes the head off the mammoth, leaving Scrooge to realize things aren't looking so good. Ooh, and there it is, the Canterlot Archive of Magic, where the most devious, devilish, and most powerful magical spells are kept hidden away from the public. Secure the outside. Make sure no one gets in. I'll sneak in myself. Ooh, all this power, all these spells, all this knowledge. But where is the... Aha! Here it is, just sitting on the wall. Twilight Sparkle's time travel spell. It's a good thing not all of my power was given up when Gent hit me with that hammer. And now to go back in time and stop my present from ever happening. What happened? Nothing's changed. My arm's still gone, and it couldn't be. Curse it! It was a closed loop. This time travel spell is useless if I can't go change the past. What to do? Wait a minute. Time travel is a two-way street. If I can't change the past, then maybe I can learn the future. Or better still, learn multiple variations of the future. I can map out the course of history in my own present. So Scrooge has Launchpad drive him back to the manor, as the boys ask questions about good old Goldie, and Scrooge reveals the tale. They were once gold diggers together, and she was gold digging in more ways than one. They were rivals, and she would constantly betray him in the past. This was just another one of those adventures where they would go out, but she would try to steal the map. They fought, but the map was torn in two. And before they had time to wrestle the map from the other, they were attacked by the woolly mammoth. How old is Scrooge? But the piece of the map that Goldie had got lodged in his jaw, and before they could get it back, both of them were frozen in a pool of ice, where they had nothing but hatred for each other to keep them warm. Well, 500 years later, the mammoth was discovered with the piece of the map still in its jaw. Scrooge is racing home in order to protect his half of the map, but unfortunately, Goldie beats him to it. But she's unable to find where he hid the map, and so she promotes a compromise, working together to find their lost treasure that neither of them could find. And with some encouragement, Scrooge reluctantly agrees. But as they're preparing for this journey to their long-lost treasure of golden lagoons, unbeknownst to them, they're being watched by Glomgold himself. So they make their way to the cave, where to say that the trust is minimum is, well, saying that there's trust there at all. There are plenty of tricks, traps, and mistrust on both sides, and Scrooge isn't giving her an inch, because she will take that mile. And, of course, Glomgold is following them every step of the way. Well, they managed to make it to close to where they were last time, and Goldie once again betrays Scrooge. But Scrooge, well, is Scrooge, and always has a backup plan. Thankfully, he maxed out his animal speaking and animal handling skills, and, well, now Goldie is tied to a grizzly bear. Good for her.
My queen, we've been guarding for a few hours now. Are you done? Yeah, we've been doing what you said, but we're running out of places to put bodies. Hello?
Hello, boys. Plans have changed. Come, we're heading home. So as they continue their journeys, Goldie picks up that Scrooge no longer trusts her the same way that he used to back in the past. And she straight up asks him, "Why? Why don't you trust me anymore? Bitch, you tried to betray me like 15 times on this one trip alone. Do you want me to bring up more stuff that doesn't go back more than a week?" And she goes, "Yeah, I betray you all the time, but that's our thing. What's different?" Well, Scrooge reluctantly agrees. What has changed? Apparently, there was more than feelings of hatred while they were frozen for 500 years together. Feelings of hatred turns into feelings of love. And that love kept them warm in the blocks of ice. But Goldie melted out of the ice first. But even though she could have easily have freed Scrooge there, she left, abandoning him. That's when Scrooge learned the hardest lesson in his life. She cared more about gold than she did about him. So he closed himself off to her. But with manipulation tactics, he reluctantly releases her from the bear. And with her help, they find the lost golden lagoon of Agony Plains. But it's here, everything once again goes wrong. Yes, they might have found the Golden Lagoon, but Glomgold was following them the whole time, and he reveals that him and Goldie were working together the whole time to try to find the lagoon, and so once again betraying Scrooge. But because Glomgold pushed his luck, he was able to distract Goldie just long enough for Scrooge to get a fair fight. And so, Scrooge and Goldie fight each other, and once again displaying a lot of chemistry and history. Glomgold, not wanting them to get any closer than what they already are, though I don't see how that's possible, he tries to break them up. But being the third wheel in their fight, caused the bridge to collapse and Goldie to sadly plummet to her obvious death. And while Scrooge was grieving the loss of his lady friend, Glomgold hits him in the back of the head, knocking him unconscious. Scrooge wakes up to find himself tied to an oil rig, as Glomgold plans to pump out the gold in Lagoon, and somehow manage to get the statue of Goldie Golden out of the lagoon. How did he do that? I do not know. But when he tries to pull the lever to turn Scrooge into a glom of gold, he discovers that it's not working. Well, it is working, but the gold is being siphoned off into an extra boat. And upon reveal that the golden statue was nothing but a fake, it's revealed Goldie was alive, thanks to that MacGuffin talisman from earlier, and so she manages to sail away with the gold. So, Scrooge returns home, no golden lagoon, no golden girl, just himself and an empty house, filled with cooing children are making fun of him for having a date. But as he comes home, he finds one last heartwarming manipulation tactic on Goldie's half, and I guess he's content with that. And that was the Golden Lagoon of White Agony Plains. There is a lot to unpack in this episode, and all of it dealing with Goldie herself. It's amazing how so much backstory and history can be summed up in one single character. Villains like Glomgold in the Ducktales universe always seem to be more of a nuisance than a genuine rival to Scrooge. But Goldie actually presents a clear-cut case of two characters who grew closer because of a shared interest, but were rivals for that shared interest as well. Heartbreak, a love story, gold, betrayal, trust, it was all there. And this episode perfectly encapsulates it. What can I say? This is like 3 out of 10 on season 1 of Ducktales for me. If I were to actually do a top 10 list, which I'm not saying I will, but if I were to do one, this is definitely going into the top 3 episodes. It's also nice to see that they didn't go the I'm perfect in every way route like so many other female characters are done in cinema and TV shows nowadays. Goldie has her faults, and Scrooge can take advantage of those faults. It would have been so easy for them to go the I'm better than you because I have a vagina route, like they do with so many other female-led characters. So it's nice to see that Scrooge and her can actually stand on equal footing, truly equal footing, instead of just, I'm gonna Mary Sue the shit out of this. Even though we probably won't see her anymore this season, I look forward to the next time that we see Goldie Old Guild. But until then, we're the Cartoon Gentlemen. We organized your chaos. See you next time.
Welcome to the Flim Flam Brothers Tours of Equestria, where we'll show you all the history of the Pony Wars, including the very source of evil itself, the Castle of the Surfer and the Bees. See all the mysteries. Who was Surfer? Where did his bees come from? How did he amass so much power? Where did he get those giant monstrosities? Find out all on this tour!
Oh, that's adorable. They think they know all my secrets. But the secrets to life is never revealing everything you know. For starters, no one ever asked Whatever happened to my tunnelers? It's a shame, though. My tunnelers were merely maggots through the Pony Wars. But now that enough time has passed... There you are, my child. May you be the foundation of my return to godhood. To stand out among the crowd, even if I gotta shout out loud, till mine is the only face that you see. Gonna stand out till you notice me.